What's up, slugger enthusiasts? Week 8 has ended, and I'm here to recap everything that happened. For the first game of the week, we had the Noodlers going to the Kangaroos' hometown. This game was just not close at all. The Kangaroos decimated the Noodlers 16-2, which looked like an unfair game. I mean, it's just like Little League versus G League versus Major League versus Major G League. PD Piranha was firing on all cylinders this game. I mean, nobody could stop him, and that energy was felt by the rest of his team because they were just going off. Even Yoshi was doing pretty good this game, which is just like, what's going on there? I mean, he sucks. I'm just gonna be honest here. The Noodlers were just stuck trying to do anything. They got home twice, but that was about it. I mean, they really shouldn't have. And even though they won by 14 points, the Kangaroos manager very upset with their performance. Felt like they could have done better, which is a little ridiculous if you ask me. PD was deemed the MVP of this game, and rightfully so. Again, he carried this team, gave them the energy they needed to really win this game by how much that they won. And we have a quote from PD Piranha after the game. He said, "It feels good to win, as usual. It feels even better to win by 14, but it would have felt even better to win by a whole lot more against the worst team in the league." Whew. Some wise words from the previous MVP. We also have a quote from Boomerang Bro, which states what he said. "I haven't been playing like my Season 1 self. I think the split in management has done a lot more than just split the team up. Yeah, no shit, Boomerang Bro. Anyways, everyone is feeling it, but it's part of my job to get everyone past this. It's not too late to get us back into this thing." I love the optimism from the guy. But I don't know, sometimes you gotta cut losses and stop crying over spilled milk. But it's just my opinion. Next, we had the Rings going to the Mangiones. This game started with the Mangiones getting one run, and then they would only get one more after this. They lost to the Rings in this game. It wasn't close, but it was close if you get it. I lied, it wasn't close at all. The Rings are kind of starting to look like their Season 1 selves. Their defense was just kind of immaculate this game. It was hard for the Mangiones to break through. They don't have a bad offense by any means, I don't think, but they really couldn't get anything going, which is kind of amazing. Hammer Bro's still struggling, but he looked a lot better in this game. Like, he's starting to hit the marks again. That's what I can say. And yeah, the Mangiones just struggled. The whole team, besides Green Drybones, besides GDB, nobody else was really pulling their weight. GDB put everything he had in this game, and it just wasn't enough. Joan of Arc ended up being the MVP for the game, but we got a quote from Birdo for the Rings, and she said, "It's great to be 500 again. I know this team could be 8-0, we just haven't been playing to that caliber. We knew losing GDB would be hard, but we didn't know it would be this hard. At least we showed him what he's missing." Whew. The hideous creature talks again. And then we were able to get a quote from GDB saying, "We need to be more disciplined. We need to get on base. We need to get people home. We got to get the easy outs. We know we can keep up with the best. We have before. We just need to prove that we came here to win." Some wise words, some hype words. Let's see if they can even back it up in Week 9, though. Then we had DDP at Monarchs. This was an amazing game. Maybe contention for Game of the Year. It was really good up until the 6th or 7th inning. Don't. it was close, and both teams were fighting hard. No defense could be penetrated at all until the Monarchs eventually woke up and just dominated on offense, and DDP just couldn't return anything back as they had been for the previous 1 to 5 innings that they had been returning fire back. Anyways, King Boo got MVP, and he has the second home run on Peach Ice Garden and MCSL history. We have a quote from Daisy, because the rest of her team is literally just babies and they can't even talk, so the only person to really get a quote from. Anyways, she said, "We thought we had him. We got careless. The split has been hard for both teams, but we want to show that we can persevere." Wow, that was just like, what? Who wrote that? What? Hey, can we... Translation guy, can we, like, fix this? That's stupid. Anyways, to show that we have to win... What is going on? Translation guy, this is just really bad. Anyways, she says she's literally leading a team of babies. I'm gonna fire this fucking translation person. That was awful. I can't even read this junk. Then we have a quote from the game MVP, King Boo, and he said, "I'll put this team on my back any day." I'm only the second player in MCLS history to home run on Peach Ice Garden. That's when I iced the game. No need for the pun, King Boo. Like there's just no need for that. Just you play the game, man. Come on, don't boast like that. Then we had Browntown at Vermonsters. To be honest, this game was never close. It was expected for both teams to do awesome and this to be just a shootout. But that just was not the case. K. Rool is still playing pretty bad comparatively to the rest of his team. Ever since he started playing bad, the rest of his team has really picked up, and actually the team I think has been overall better. They have not left the game so close after relying on K. Rool for so long. Monsters played really well, especially Margaret Qualley. She played insane this game. Browntown, their struggles continue, and it looks like the hole may be getting deeper, but they have an easier schedule coming up. So hopefully we'll get some wins under the belt. Firebro was the MVP. And although Firebro was the MVP, we had a quote from Margaret Qualley, and she said, "We put a lot of faith on K. Rool at the beginning of the season. That's a lot of pressure. Now it's our turn as a team to take some of that pressure away. I'm doing my part, and so is everyone else. We win with K. Rool, not in spite of him." Wow, some encouraging words. Wonder where she got that from. And then we have a quote from P-Toad, aka just Yellow Toad. "This game meant a lot to me. They traded me for Morgan. I feel like my skill is above his by a lot. I wanted to prove that they made the wrong choice, and now Browntown will flourish with me. I still believe this is true. We just have to build up some more chemistry." Whew. Wonder where he got that from. Probably from the Vermonsters. Come on! And then finally, we ended with Monsters at Simeon's. Earlier in the season, they had possibly one of the worst games of the year, and they just had another worst game of the year. This game sucks. There's really not a lot of good things to say about that. It was 26 minutes long, but it felt like 2 billion hours. I felt like my eyes were getting ripped out of my skull. DK's trying as hard as he can to get his team to win, and it's just not enough. He simply can't do enough to make up for how bad the rest of his team is doing, and that sucks. The Monsters didn't look great either, but they won. Bowser, I think this might be his last season. He's looking old. He's looking washed. He's not looking as powerful as he used to be. He's making some bad decisions. And, BDB is kind of the highlight of this team right now, if I'm being completely honest. And to mention BDB, he's also the MVP of the game. Not of the season. We're halfway through. Get it together. We were able to get a quote from BDB himself, and he said, "I leave it all out in the field. I'm always going to do what I have to do to win. The Monsters should have made it to the finals last season. This year, I will make sure that we do no matter what, no matter how ugly the win is. We will win." That's some big words from a team that doesn't have the same offensive power as it did last year. That's all I'm going to say. And I have no opinions on the matter. So after every game of Sluggers, each player is given a box score, and we've been keeping track of that for the entirety, most of Season 1 and the entirety of Season 2 so far. And I'm going to tell you the top 5 so far. Number 5 is King Boo with 680 points total throughout every box score that he's gotten. Number 4 is DK at 700. Number 3 is Green Drybones at 750. K. Rool used to be number 1, but he's slowed down a lot, and he's now number 2 at 810. PD Piranha, who else, sitting at number 1 after having a rough start to the season, now sits at 1,000 and could possibly break his record from last season. Hey, translation guy, get on that. Anyways, what comes after 8? Week 9! These are the games that you got to look forward to. You got Vermonsters at Monsters. I think we all know that Vermonsters are going to win, as they're winning the whole season. I mean, what's the point of even watching this? The Vermonsters are just kicking everybody's ass. But you didn't hear that from me. I don't have any opinions here. That's besides me. We have Browntown at Rings. That'll be a slobber knocker for the ages. People, I don't know. Anyways, then we have Mangiones at Noodlers. That's a game of all time. We have Simeons at Monarchs. Hashtag Snoozefest. And we have Kangaroos at DDP. Go DDP, that's what I say. I'm not a Vermonsters fan by any means, but go DDP. As the commissioner of the McHunker Sluggers League, I can't be biased by any means. So that's why I'm not being biased at all. But anyways, if you're excited for Week 9, that'll be up probably tonight. So stay tuned for Week 9. And stay warm out there. It's getting cold. Unless you're in a not cold place, then whatever.